Authorities rescue Father Chito Suganob, the priest taken as a prisoner of war by the Maute group. Taxi companies are raising their rates. How will this impact commuters? And a countdown to the Emmys. Find out which stars are going for the win.
This program is presented by Bank of Commerce, an affiliate of San Miguel Corporation.
Good evening, I'm Maite Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us. A Catholic priest held hostage by Maute terrorists is now in government hands. Father Chito Suganob had been held by Maute terrorists since May. Troops rescued him last night near the Bato Mosque. George Cahiles tells us more.
This is Father Chito Suganob after troops rescued him from a Maute stronghold. In this photograph taken after his release, Father Chito looks tired and seems he has lost a lot of weight. Since May 23rd, Father Chito had been held captive by Maute terrorists. Presidential Peace Advisor Just Dureza announced on Facebook that the military rescued the priest Saturday night. And to prepare for his return, members of the Catholic Student Organization at the Mindanao State University are cleaning up this small room. This is where Father Chito stays whenever he visits MSU, where he's a chaplain. His toothbrush, rubber slip-ons, and his small altar are all neatly fixed.
Grabe ka-joy po para sa amin ng mga students, para more than pa ito nakapasa kami sa mga exams namin. Ang ganun yung feeling of, overwhelming po talaga.
Maria Bartolome of the student group admits she thought Father Chito had died.
Sa mga naririnig namin everyday dito sa campus na mga airstrikes na every morning na gumigising sa amin, parang naiisip namin, ano na kayang nangyari kung na Father Chito? Naiisip namin, ano kayang kinakain nila doon? Every time na nag-gather kami dito, ang saya-saya natin, pero paano kaya sila Father doon sa war zone?
And even if the military has yet to officially announce a rescue of Father Chito, the Catholic community at the university knows Father Chito will join them again soon. From Marawi City, George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
The military has retaken one of the remaining Maute strongholds, Bato Mosque. Joint Task Force Marawi Deputy Commander Colonel Romeo Browner says there was fierce fighting yesterday. Offensives are ongoing surrounding the area. Bato Mosque has been used to house hostages, including Father Chito Suganob. Retaking the mosque and surrounding buildings came with a cost, with 1 soldier killed and 7 wounded. Browner also reveals hostages are being forced to fight soldiers.
Initially, yung ginagawa po nila sa mga hostages nila ay ginawa nilang trabahador, no? Utusan. So yung mga hostages po ang tagaluto nila, tagalaba, tagahugas ng pinggan, tagadala ng mga bala dun sa ibang mga pwesto nila, no? Tagahukay ng mga trenches at mga tunnels. But later on, pinilit na rin po nila yung mga hostages na mga lalaki na makipaglaban na rin sa mga sundalo natin.
Browner says the Maute group still holds about 40 to 60 hostages. News overseas, huge crowds block roads in St. Louis, Missouri as demonstrators hold a second day of protests. This after the court acquitted Jason Stockley, then a police officer accused of shooting a black driver in 2011. Saturday's protest started peacefully but ended violent. Similar to Friday's protests, police say protesters threw rocks at them and smashed the windshield of a police vehicle. Officials say 11 officers were injured. Ed Sheeran's Sunday night concert in St. Louis has been canceled. A statement from his promoter says they were concerned about the safety of fans. Local officials say they could not commit enough policemen and other resources for the concert. Promoters hope to reschedule the concert next year. Rock band U2 also canceled their Saturday show. When the newsroom returns, will former Senator Jinggoy Estrada go back to politics now that he's a free man? We'll find out later. And how is the Caloocan Police coping with its entire force sacked? Newsroom Weekend will be back after a quick break. Keep it here on CNN Philippines. Good evening to our viewers. You're live on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. I'm just reading some of your greetings here. Wow. Okay, I'll read them to you later. We're following up on the big story today, the rescue of Father Chito Suganob. He's the priest in Marawi, taken hostage since May. We're trying to get government officials, especially Peace Process Advisor Secretary Jess Dureza. After all, he was the one who confirmed this news to us. He was quoting a former mayor. And then also CNN Philippines' sources also confirmed this report. In fact, we had a picture of Father Suganob just after his rescue. I understand he was taken to a hospital this morning. We're trying to find out more details about that rescue. Of course, the military earlier said they cannot reveal more details about the situation of the hostages, but the commander or the deputy commander of the Joint Task Force Marawi is saying that their operations continue to rescue the hostages, and they believe there are still about 40 to 60 hostages that are still with the Maute group. Stay tuned for more stories. We have the plans of former Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Let's find out if he's gonna... Okay, stay tuned. We have more. This is the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Welcome back. The Caloocan City Police is struggling with lack of manpower with its entire police force sacked. Our correspondent Makoy Popioco checks on how the city police is coping.
Undermanned but not overwhelmed, Caloocan City Police Chief Jemar Modekilio says even with their lack of manpower, they're trying to make do with the available resources they have.
Kailangan lang dito talaga paikutin na ninyo ng paikutin yung mga mobile cars natin dito. Paikutin na ninyo ng paikutin. We cannot do otherwise. This is a situation, then we have to act. Hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na parang sa isang gira ba, na tatlo na lang tayong natitira, susurrender tayo. Hindi dapat. Lumaban tayo.
At Station 2, only 30 policemen have replaced the 160 who have been sacked. At Station 4, only 14 took the place of 60 who have been relieved. And at Station 7, only 10 officers for more than 50 who were ordered to leave. Modekilio says the regional office has yet to finalize the transfer of additional policemen. As soon, all 1,000 officers of the entire Caloocan police force will be taken to Camp Bagong Diwa in Bicutan for retraining. Pending their transfer, some policemen say they are willing to multitask.
Ang trabaho kasi ng polis, kailangan namin sumunod kung ano yung ng higher headquarters. Okay lang yun. Part of the job.
But how is the community taking it? CNN Philippines visits the owner of the house that police illegally raided on September 7th. A relative who refuses to be identified says the owners, fearing retaliation from the police, have left Metro Manila. Their neighbors and other residents in Caloocan say sacking the police force was a well-deserved punishment.
Okay lang naman yun kasi kung mali naman yung ginawa talaga nila, nararapat lang na sila maparusahan.
But they also want the officers replaced as soon as possible.
Ay, siyempre, nakakatakot lang kasi wala tayong kapulisan na kulang kapulisan sa atin dito. Kailangan talagang mayroong kapulisan marami para at least di tayo naano sa mga hold up o kaya anong man nandito.
For now, barangay officials are helping the police in the nightly patrols. In Barangay 188, Kagawad Jesus Himilian says they've started deploying 9 peace and safety officers or tanods every night since Friday to help secure their community. Makoy Popioco, CNN Philippines.
President Duterte slams human rights chief Chito Gascon for focusing on the deaths of teenagers in the drug war. In his speech in Davao City last night, the president accused Gascon of politicizing the agency. He adds he has never heard the agency call the attention to the plight of hostages in Marawi or women being raped every day. President Duterte then questioned Gascon's fixation on the killings of teenagers.
Yan ang mahirap. Kabalik, ito si Gascon. Ilang araw na puro teenager. Parang pedophile kang ka. Bakit ka mahilig masyado sa teenager? Ariyok? Nagdududa tuloy ako. Bakla ka o pedophile ka? Yan lang, nakatuto ka.
This statement comes after the killing of Kian De Los Santos and Carl Arnaiz, both minors killed by Caloocan policemen. We are reaching out to Chairman Gascon for comment. His agency faces a huge budget cut as the lower house recently voted to give it a 1,000 peso budget for 2018. Jinggoy Estrada is a free man, at least for now. But what's next for the former senator? Our Rex Remitio tells us more.
On his first day out of detention, Jinggoy Estrada was mobbed by his supporters, like the action star that he was.
Mga kaibigan, wala pong katumbas na kaligayahan ang hatid ng isang malayang buhay.
His family is just as grateful to have him back.
Siyempre, masayang-masaya. Lahat kami. At last, mahirap na almost 3 years yata si Jinggoy na we really miss him a lot.
They shared a meal together, and they also went to a Thanksgiving Mass at the St. John the Baptist Church in their bailiwick, San Juan. But now that he's free, what's next for the former senator? When asked about the people who put him in jail.
Magpaulit-ulit man ang mga ganong tanong, ay isa lang ang aking sasabihin. Bahala na po ang Diyos sa kanila.
For now, he's going on a vacation with his family around the country. On his political plans, the former senator says he's willing to help President Rodrigo Duterte. He supports the president's war on drugs 101%. And if offered a cabinet position, he's also willing to accept. But whether he's running for public office in 2019, he says he will think about it.
Tingnan natin. Malayo pa sa isipan ko yun.
Rex Remitio, CNN, Philippines.
Jinggoy Estrada hopes former Senator Bong Revilla will also be released soon. He has this message for his friend who also faces plunder charges.
Sabi ko, palakasin niya ang loob niya at balang araw ay makakamit din niya ang kanyang kalayaan.
So do you expect him to follow Senator Bong?
Yes, I hope so. I'm praying hard.
Revilla meanwhile says though he's sad that Estrada was leaving him behind, he's also happy that his friend will finally be with his family after 3 years in prison. Estrada and Revilla were jailed in Camp Crame in 2014. Estrada is accused of getting 183 million pesos in kickbacks from his Priority Development Assistance Fund or PDAF, while Revilla allegedly got over 200 million pesos through ghost projects of alleged pork scam queen Janet Lim Napoles. The Antigraft Court allowed Estrada to post bail. In its ruling, it says the evidence does not strongly establish that he was the main plunderer. Detained Senator Laila de Lima and the group Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption slammed the Sandigan Bayan's decision. Transport regulators plan to match taxi fares with the rates of app-based services Grab and Uber. But as Rex Remitio reports, it's a plan that should be carefully reviewed.
Transport regulators confirm a taxi fare hike is certain by December. They're looking at increasing rates to 12 to 14 pesos per kilometer and 1 peso and 50 centavos to 3 pesos per minute of travel time. So if you're traveling from North EDSA to Shaw Boulevard and traffic is heavy, you have to pay 290 pesos, much more than the current rate at 150 pesos. Some commuters worry over the plan, saying the fare is too high, especially for those who aren't used to taking Uber or Grab.
Masyado nang mataas yung kanilang yung fixed rate, di ba? 30 ba o 40 agad? Yun, hindi ako pabor din sa taxi na pagtataas nila.
Mahirap kasi. Gaya niya, may mahal naman ang bilihin, ganun. Tataasin pa masahe.
A commuters group believes transport regulators should carefully study the plan. The Lawyers for Commuter Safety and Protection says commuters who take taxis might not be able to afford higher rates.
Tingnan mabuti kung how much would be the increase kung sakali, and then ito ba ay acceptable sa mga taxi passengers.
The group's founder, Ariel Inton, also a former LTFRB board member, says commuters might be willing to pay more on one condition.
We are willing and ready to pay that amount if it corresponds to the services rendered.
But Inton believes majority of the taxis will find it difficult to meet standards. Rex Remitio, CNN, Philippines.
The famous musical, The Sound of Music, is in Manila. The story of Maria and the Von Trapp family will surely captivate fans here. Filipino cast members are ready to show world-class talent and Broadway potential in this production. Camille Abadisio has this story.
The timeless melody of The Sound of Music fills the air as the London West End production of the highly acclaimed musical comes to Manila. Actors Carmen Pretorius and Nicholas Maud, playing the leads Maria and Captain Von Trapp, say they're excited to perform before the Manila theater goers.
They're expressive. When they're here, obviously, they're going to be expressive, they're going to clap, hopefully at all the right places, and be maybe more energized than I'm used to.
And sing along, hopefully a little bit.
During Edelweiss.
And I do expect them to all be really good singers. Speaking of singers.
Not everyone can sing, it's a skill.
Filipinos are really good singers.
For the Manila leg, 18 Filipino actors are playing the role of the Von Trapp children. And the cast from London say they're impressed with the Filipino talent.
I was blown away by them. They're fantastic singers. I mean, their singing is brilliant, and it put me to shame.
And the whole cast just kind of melted. It was such a energy that literally ran through everybody, and, you know, watching them for the first time. And that's really what does translate to the audience as well.
The original Broadway production of The Sound of Music won 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. It features classic songs such as Edelweiss, Do Re Mi, 16 Going on 17, Climb Every Mountain, and The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music London West End production in Manila opens on September 27.
So do please come along and join us.
Camille Abadisio, CNN Philippines.
When the newsroom returns, the UP Fighting Maroons prevent a first win for the UE Red Warriors in the latest UAAP action. And we'll tell you about a story of two Maranaos, proof that love can happen even in war. Back after a quick break. Stay tuned. Good evening again to our viewers on Facebook. Thank you for joining us tonight. The big story still today, we're following up on the rescue of the priest in Marawi who was rescued last night, Father Chito Suganob. We're trying to get government officials to talk to us more about this. And earlier, the Deputy Commander of the Joint Task Force Marawi held a press conference. He was giving an update on the last 48 hours of fighting to take back key positions and major landmarks in Marawi City. He did say that they had just retaken the Bato Mosque and the other major landmarks in Marawi, and there were no hostages when they took the Bato Mosque, and they're still trying to rescue the hostages. He didn't give details of their operations. He says this may jeopardize their operations and also, of course, the safety of the hostages. He also said that 40 to 60 hostages are still with the Maute group. Also coming up, we have more stories. I hope you do stay tuned until the end of the show. We have a report by Camille Abadisio telling us the story of an online portal that aims to share stories and facts about the Marcos regime. As you know, the anniversary of the declaration of martial law by Ferdinand Marcos is coming up. That's on September 21. Also, we have the countdown to the Emmys, your favorite shows, of course. And the stars of those shows are going for the win. We have a preview of the 69th Emmy Awards by Stephanie Elam. I'd like to take this opportunity to greet some of you watching us tonight. Romelito Maquinano Perodes watching from Myanmar. Hi to you. And Jessie Maslin watching from Australia. Gina Alcaide Cardines from Malaysia. Thank you for joining us this evening. And for more updates on our stories, please subscribe to our Facebook page by clicking the like and follow button on top. And do send us your thoughts and your comments on the show and the stories tonight. Stay tuned.